Hello to my Capricorns. Thank you all for letting me know that your video did not load. Thank you for letting me know that and under another comment. So you know who you are who let me know that the video didn't load. So we're going to get into your Lionsgate portal video because Lionsgate's portal is open. It opened on July 26th and it'll be open until August the 12th. So it's not at its peak yet. It peaks on 8/8 for those of you all who want to document this, right? So the Lionsgate portal is a very powerful annual astrological and energetic event that peaks on August 8th with energy building between July 26th and August 12th. It's associated with manifestation, spiritual awakening, and accelerated transformation, right? And so Lionsgate portal, like I said, opens, and these are some dates that you all may want to write down. July 26, 2025. It peaks August 8th, 2025. So the number 8 is a very powerful number, but imagine that double, right? So it's a master number 88. And then it's going to close on August 12th. So put those dates in your calendar. It's going to be significant, and I'll tell you why, other than it's the Lionsgate portal. But what is it? That's a great question, right? So Lionsgate portal is a cosmic alignment where one, the sun is in Leo. That's a heart-centered power plus courage, right? Two, the star Sirius rises in the sun. That's spiritual awakening. And then three, and Earth aligns with the galactic center, which means amplified manifestation potential. So the number 8 alone means it equals infinity, abundance, balance, and karmic alignment, right? So imagine being able to speed up whatever it is that you want to break ties with, right? So if you want to speed up your abundance, and sources saying, okay, you want to speed up your abundance, but you are tied to something that is limiting your abundance, then you got to stay focused. You got to get in that fire energy. Like, get out in that sunlight. Even if it's raining outside, if it's light outside, guess what's lighting up the sky? The sun, right? And you're going to start appreciating, the rain because you're saying, okay, something is being washed away. It's at least providing water to the plants, the flowers, this and that, to the earth, right? So it's a cleansing, but it's also an indicator that that's something. It could be a reminder for you. Drink your water, right? It could be a reminder. Okay, oops, that's right. I got a moon sign. Maybe I need to pour into myself. So the way you look at nature is changing as an earth sign. So it's doubling that. We're going to dive into tarot. But here's some things that you all can do. Is what you can expect spiritually, and then I'm going to round out this reading with some what else you can do during the portal being open. But the areas of life that it affects is what you can expect spiritually and emotionally is going to hit 5 areas. Manifestation, that's your intentions manifest faster. So focus is key. Focus is key. The second one is heart energy. So healing around love, worthiness, and emotional courage. So this is really self-love. You're not looking for somebody else to love you more, right? Tell you I love you every single day. This is self-love. Like, okay, you know what? I have an inner child. I need to focus on that, right? A truth being revealed about yourself. If you're a person who is a homebody and a person who processes things when you just need peace and quiet, you got a lot of clutter and clamoring around you, a bunch of chaos and confusion, and people are thinking it's weird and strange that maybe you're a homebody, that needs to be communicated, okay? Remember, Mercury is in Leo right now, and Mercury is the communication planet. So don't wait until you literally blow up on the inside, like explode like a firebomb, right? And I hope that doesn't trigger any words on YouTube, but don't wait until you have some implosion from the inside where you're so frustrated that people are not getting it, that it happens one way or the other. You're so drained you don't want to get out of the bed, or you're so angry it comes out as you have a temper, right? This is where you really double down and structure your communication and just, okay, this is where Saturn comes in. Saturn is a boundary planet. This is where you enforce your boundaries. This is where you enforce your boundaries because everyone is evolving. That's what the Judgment card is. Every Judgment card is Pluto, right? It's a generational planet. Everybody is breaking some kind of generational cycle, chain, and curse, and this is where every human being on planet Earth gets an opportunity to say, this is how you're evolving. You're shedding the old skin. The old you used to be the person that says, I didn't speak up for myself. And I just was just exhausted. I didn't speak up for myself. Maybe you just sat in a room and was just so exhausted because you couldn't. If you said one thing, it's seen as disrespectful. If you try to, go take a walk and get some fresh air, you couldn't. You're so confused in your mind, you didn't know how to say it. But there's tools that you have. Sometimes people find tools like even ChatGPT to sit there and say, okay, I don't know how to say it. Maybe I can write it in a letter. Maybe I can email it. Maybe I can, however, you can put it in some form where you're communicating in the best possible way. All right, the best possible way. But you do have tools today that you can, or if you have somebody, a friend who maybe is better at communicating, maybe how can I word it? There's a lot of comedic things online, like the famous emails, per my last email. I saw somebody on Instagram the other day, put it in a really funny comedic way, per my last email, right? There's many different ways, but again, sources saying people are in very innovative ways, finding ways to communicate, kind of going through that butterfly, that coming out of a cocoon, building your confidence. And being out in the sun is going to help you to build your confidence and learning how to communicate better. Also, releasing blockages. This is old patterns may surface for you to, let go and rewrite the new you. And then also, number 5, energetic upgrades. So fatigue, vivid dreams, feeling electrified are common. That's common during Lionsgate portal opening. So anybody who thinks something is strange, weird, spooky, whatever, so it's saying when you're armed with knowledge and information and you can structure it and you can educate people, it's up to them to do with whatever the information they want to do with it. That's up to them. But you've educated people, that's up to them. Take what they will with it. They won't sit there and argue with something. They'll be arguing with the wall. So let's get into it. Don't forget to recall your energy. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. A way that you can recall your energy is I call back my energy. You can write it down if you want, or you can create something for yourself. I try to teach while I am reading cards here. So I call back my energy from all people, places, timelines, and things that do not serve my highest purpose without harm to anyone. You can close it out however you seal it, and so it is. Amen. However you seal it, close it out. But you're calling back all pieces of you. You don't want fragments of you lying out, somewhere in the universe. Okay? So you seal it, close it out, and be at peace with how you organize your thoughts, and you said what you said in love. And that was that. I inhale peace and exhale anxiety. There you go. Inhale peace and exhale anxiety. Some people really, really need time to process their emotions. Some people need time to process their thoughts. But I'm telling you, if you all are around people who are just chatterboxes, they are going 1,000 miles a minute, talking over each other. They're on super hyped. And you would think around full moon, they can't calm down. It's just like it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And you feel like, okay, you just need to find some sand to bury your head under. your head in or under, then you're going to have to learn how to enforce boundaries. That is why some people work so much better from home. Yeah, I mean, some of you all who go into the office, you'll hear when we first had COVID, some of your colleagues, that was horrible for them. They loved coming into the office. I'm telling you, it's like they couldn't wait to get to the office. They couldn't wait to discuss the meeting about the same last meet. They couldn't wait. And some people like working from home. So whatever it is, whatever your deal is, it's time to learn how to enforce boundaries. Inhale peace and exhale anxiety. Some people need time to structure their thoughts. They're not sneaky. They just need time to structure their thoughts. And some people stay on go all the time. It's like, okay, well, what? That's them. That's just how they're wired. Okay, kudos to them, but also kudos to you. Let's do it. All right. Something is coming to an end. This is a 10 of Pentacles here, right? Something is coming to an end. And what's coming to an end is a perfect picture of how things appear to be when it comes to family, right? Family, like it's just all, everybody is the same. That is coming to an end, right? Some people in a family, for instance, speak different languages, not just in a physical sense, but some people speak different love languages, right? You have to find out what yours is. Some people speak different love languages. Some people's love language, looking at here, is constantly physically being around people. This is Pentacles energies. This is physical. Like some people feel like they need to be around people all the time. This is some of your colleagues. They look at your work family. It's work family. They're like, okay, they can't exhale that anxiety unless they got eyes on you. And that is the truth. They got to see you. They got to see you. They talking to everybody but you. Has anybody seen? Has anybody heard? Have they even picked up a phone and called you directly? No. They got to talk to 10 people before they talk to you. So the wheel of the year is that you're very fortunate that you have crossed paths. See this cross right here? It's like an X, right? You can start Xing things off of your list when you talk about inhaling peace and exhaling anxiety. That's why I'm grateful, on my channel for everybody who is tuned in to my channel, and because we're a part of a spiritual family, right? And sometimes, and this kind of sort of speaks to this, sometimes you all may see your video pop up, and sometimes people must sit there and go, I'm wondering, okay, I haven't seen the video up. And some of you all may say, you know what, let me just comment under another video, right? So thank you, either or. But this is also your family in your physical and in your personal and your professional life. You have some family members that don't speak the language very well. They're kind of new coming into a family, don't speak the language very well. Some of your family members come from a lot of money. The new ones coming in, some of them don't come from a lot of money. Some of them are very rich in terms of just like knowledge and wisdom. Some of them are very rich in other things that they bring. Because remember, money is not just paper and coins. They're rich in peace. Some people are just very peaceful people. They don't want a whole bunch of hoopla, a bunch of drama, a bunch of this and that. They just like leave their name off the list. Okay? They the ones that's going to tell you, looking at the cards here, and all of them are appreciated. But they're going to be the ones that's going to tell you who all is going to be over there. They're going to ask you the question, who all is going to be over there? They're not trying to be shady. They're just coming right out with it, and they're asking who all is going to be over there. They want to know. Here we have the Four of Wands here. Something for you is going to feel very much like home, because you have some good news trying to come in. You have some good news trying to come in. And something may have felt strange to you in the past, because some of the things that that you may have talked to or talked with people about in the past may have seemed foreign to other people, almost like maybe you were looked down upon in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But something is being introduced, or something is coming into a family dynamic very quickly. Something is coming in very quickly. It's 3 and 4 is 7. So something is coming in like lightning fast, like an awakening happening here. Someone who's actually a leader, someone who is a leader, and someone who is fiery. Someone who's a leader and someone who is fiery. I kind of feel like they're going to shake some things up. I mean, I feel like they're going to shake some things up. I mean, but in a fun way, though. Hold on. Let me explore a little bit more. Because I feel like somebody has a new and exuberant love coming across their path. Some people know how to use their fire. Some people don't. So I feel like this is going to be a good change here for somebody. Yeah, I feel like something is going to be a good change for someone. So I feel like you're inhaling peace and exhaling anxiety. Yeah, but it takes all kinds within a family. It takes all kinds in a family. So somebody is inhaling peace and exhaling some kind of anxiety. Like I said, as a leader, I see some kind of a leadership position coming your way, right? And so something about you, new and exuberant love, you may be ending up getting married to somebody. Looking at your cards here, maybe something really quaint. I feel like whatever it is, it's going to be so this is almost going to be, it's going to almost feel like for some of you all, it's going to almost force you to be more confident in making a decision. And when I say that, it's almost like before I even lay the cards down, it's almost like, a lot of people have to make those decisions in their family, at a certain stage in their lives. And it kind of goes along with who all is going to be over there. This is where you really know your worth and you know your value. Because you don't even want to set foot in a door. You don't want to come through a portal if you feel like you're going to be judged for something. Right? That's exhausting. That is exhausting. Yeah, 7 of Swords here. Yeah, some kind of injustice was already done behind possibly you and someone else's back, and there was already some cracks in a story about something. Something is now closed out, but it exposes open enemies, right? The 7 connects with the 7th house, right? Where it almost made people feel like they were avoidant or like people pleasing or indecisive. It was where people were being nasty, if y'all know what that means, like nice but nasty at the same time, like being shady. People being shady in the family, like we really almost like people are doing you a favor. You don't want somebody to treat you like a charity case in your own family. So again, you're keeping your vibrations high. Again, inhaling peace and exhaling anxiety. Somebody should not have to feel scared if you have a new love coming into your life, you should not feel afraid to bring somebody around. And if you do, then you're going to have to be the one. You're a cardinal sign. So cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and Libra, right? If you feel like you can't bring your love interest, whoever new and exuberant love, or talk about a new job or whoever around without feeling like you got swords. We're not talking about butter knife, or we're not talking about little stick pins like your little pin doll. We're talking about sword. A sword wound, right, in your back, right? That's very painful. Very, very painful. Leaves a forever scar, right? Very traumatic. That's why I talk so much about taking your power back, calling your power back. When you walk out that door, you walk back through that door, that portal, and you feel like, wow, you got to take some swords out of your back from your own loved ones, because something they said was so low vibrating and so dark about you, then yeah, that's where that who all is going to be over there came from. That's the reason why it is. That's what Source is trying to tell somebody. That's why some people, that's not even being negative. That is some people's reality. That's what some people say, keeping it real, meaning that's some people's reality, right? That's their real. That's their reality. Is that people have been nasty to them and call it love, right? That's not the kind of, that's that people, that's their love language. You know what I mean? So that's not your love language. So to pay attention, to even talk to somebody, right? So Source is saying to you, big changes are happening here. Here's the King of Wands here. You're a prayer warrior. Looking at your cards here, something about your energy is just no respecter of person, meaning that you don't judge people based on their race, their ethnicity, their culture, their background. You don't judge people based on how much money they have. None of those things. I feel like this is a Seven of Swords here, and this is where you may have done an injustice to yourself and to some degree, and may not have noticed the open enemy, because people have done this to you. They have done this to you. Now you get ready to start praying ahead of time. This is you now. You're starting to pray ahead of time. This is you. Because some people starting out with the Ten of Swords here, this lets me know that people have judged you based on your money. People have based you based on a physical, like how much money you had or didn't have. That right there should be an instant cancellation. For real, like somebody basing you just how much money you get. Okay, you know what? So, yeah, so I see somebody on their throne here, and I do see you. Your spirit guides are backing you up. You have spirit guides that are backing you up here. So congratulations on some kind of new and exuberant love here. You are learning how to take all your power with you. When you talk about the number 7, the number of completion, you feel complete. You know that you are worthy of a new and exuberant love. This is you here. And so something happening for you is very quaint, is very private, possibly between you and someone. It is, I'm seeing again, somebody's in talks for a leadership position here. And I see, because it's something that you prayed for. So because we're coming to the end of something, there's even a greater pull. We're getting closer and closer to this is where you're going to really pay attention. We're getting closer to a full moon. We have a full moon on the 9th. The peak of the Lionsgate portal is on the 8th, okay? 8/8, that's the peak of the Lionsgate portal. But it will remain open until the 12th, right? So try your hardest to stay grounded, Stay away from arguing with people. 3, looks like lips when you turn it to the side. Stay away from arguing. Any kind of friction. Get out in the sun. Negative thoughts, because people can come in through a spiritual realm, like through astral projecting, where you start having these memories of how you were treated. you know, like you didn't have enough money, you didn't have this, you didn't have that, like almost like you weren't worthy. I'm telling y'all, all humans put their pants on the same way. Every room you step into, source, the same sources in them is in them, in you. They source sent you in the same room. You would deserve to be there. So you're successful. I see you being successful. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, so this I'm saying here, you don't need to argue with people about your worth and your value. Because you don't know how people are making, you don't know how people's ancestors made their money. So Source is saying to you, you are you're very warm. This yellow right here is that you're very warm with people, right? And so, but you may not have recognized, you and somebody may not have recognized open enemies, that people may have looked down on you because they saw you as not making a certain amount of money, or like having, you know, certain luxuries or whatever. They may have turned their nose up at you. Like, what? That is laughable. Really, it is. Like, okay, leave your name off the list. Because the way that Source, the creator, will put people in your shoes, that can change at any time. That's why I said you want no harm to anyone. That's your highest purpose is no harm to anyone. To anyone. But yeah, you should not sit around anywhere for 5 seconds. If you're anybody where people are treating you like you don't deserve to be somewhere. So, yeah. Or like they are on a high horse and you need to fall in line with something. Because what's hidden in fire is a lie. There's some kind of lie about something. Right? There's some kind of lie about something. So Source has someone's back here. Source has someone's back here. Here we have the Queen of Pentacles here. I'm seeing you being very down to earth and relatable. See, the world is very small. You never know who knows whom. You never know who worked with whom. You never know who may bump into whom and go, wait a minute, didn't we used to work together? People's eyes be getting big as dinner plates. Oh, okay. So you just never know. So anyway, so Source is saying here, this is where your ancestors are trying to help you not to do an injustice to yourself by praying ahead of time. By praying ahead of time. Because you're on top of something. This is where the Wheel of Fortune here. It's like you're on top of something. You're successful. The sun is shining on you. But get out in that sunlight. Get out in the sunlight. Somebody trying to put you in a leadership position. But Source is trying to tell you the Sun card connects us with, it connects us with the color gold, right? That's like your sun sign. But it's also letting you know that all that glitters is not gold. So somebody's talking about something, but you need to see the physical evidence of something. Because I'm seeing cracks in a story. Somebody talking about something, but you're not seeing the physical evidence of something, right? So somebody's prayer life needs to increase, right? Here's the Ace of Swords here. Because somebody is almost like, you got to find out what your love language is. Because if you're a person who just lets people talk to you any kind of way, because your love language is, okay, somebody promised me something, so it's okay if they just disrespect me in my face, you know, because they're looking down on me, you know, I don't want to mess up a leadership position. So it's just saying to you, then you're worthy. If you can get that one, you still have the same qualifications, and you can get another one, whoever you are. Whoever you are. At some point, looking at here, somebody is going to kind of get tired of being talked down to by some energies, looked down upon. Yeah, the same. How do some people acquire their wealth? How do some people acquire their wealth? Some people have access to things, but the way that they do things, Ten of Pentacles energy lets me know they are receiving energies. Receiving. Whoever these energies are receiving. So they may be receiving information. They may have connections with other leaders, right? So they may be receiving information, you know, from things, right? But always kind of hovering in the background, kind of looking like from a high horse, kind of that kind of a spirit. Okay, we're sitting up high, looking down low, when energy's like it's a competition. It could be that kind of a spirit. And so Source is saying in your prayer life, something is being exposed. Something is being exposed here. Something is being exposed. Through your spiritual gifts. This is an inherited gift. All of this hovering and all of this looking, you know, looking down on people and turning up noses at people and all of this other stuff, that there has to be some kind of, because somebody's competing. That's when you see fire, someone's competing with someone, right? 4 and 6 here is like somebody is trying to make somebody responsible for something. So there's a level of some kind of bullying going on here. This is here. 4 and 6 is wands. This was hidden. The sun exposes the moon. The sun exposes some kind of moon. So somebody is behind someone's moving. Someone is behind someone's moving. So if you have a family member that's had to move for whatever reason, even if it was just recently, there are some people that are behind it, and a secret is being exposed. A secret is being exposed. So that could be someone's way of saying, oops, oh gosh, we discovered this. Is what I'm trying to tell y'all. A couple discovered that what they found out, somebody lied to them about something. They're trying to make something right with you, and they're trying to make something right with someone else. By trying to put you in a leadership position, but they're trying to watch over something like, oh shoot, we made a mistake about something. We're not trying to tarnish, but it's already been figured out. A light has already been shined on the secret. People already talking. People already talking. A drunk mouth speaks a sober mind. Somebody has already started talking. King of Cups. You didn't have to say anything, and whoever had to move didn't have to say one word. Prayers were answered. That's why you gotta be careful of how you look at people. People are looking at an outer appearance, looking at something, saying, oh, somebody want to get in, they want to be a part of something, they want to be such and such. You can never judge a book by its cover. You don't know where people work. You don't know what people, if their business is legit. None of that kind of stuff. People just want to be thinking that people just want to be a part of stuff. People can genuinely be kind-hearted energies. This crab right here connects us with Cancer. Cancer is the mother and money sign of the zodiac. Somebody has so many misconceptions about you and someone else. It just didn't even make any sense at all. None at all. Here's the King of Swords here. So Source is actually making it right. Source is making it right. Source is actually placing stuff on people's hearts to do the right thing. So that you can move on with your life. Learn how to recall all of your energy. If you're in spaces, I'm telling you all, and people disrespect you one time, and you don't appreciate where you are, you don't have to be disrespectful back to them. You can keep your mouth closed and walk away and do not come back. Condescending, mean-spirited, treat you like you don't belong somewhere, whatever. Don't say on one word. Just walk away. Somebody has to know their worth and know their value. Somebody now knows their worth and know their value. Just walk away. Thank you very much, and just walk away. You are not a fool. That's what I'm seeing here in your cards. So use this time that the portal is open to continue being a prayer warrior. Continue being a prayer warrior. Continue being a prayer warrior. I'm telling you, I keep saying it. I try to say this many times in my reading. The Judgment card is retrograde right now, but Pluto is going to be in Aquarius until, I want to say, March the 8th, I think, until 2043. So at various times it's going to be retrograde, but right now it's retrograde. But it's going to be, in Aquarius for a very long time. Everybody's breaking some kind of generational cycle, chain, and curse. And to judge a book by its cover, that's a willful act. If somebody is physically giving you something, this is 10 of Pentacles. Pentacles is physical energy. It's like somebody is physically giving you something. Like here, this is proof of something. Like talking to you, this is proof of something, right? You're having a conversation or something, and somebody assumes, and people are hovering. Listen, looking down on you, like turning their nose up. Especially if you're not that kind of a person, you don't look down on people, and you're very kind with people. So it's just saying, one and done. Be one and done. I'm telling you, be one and done. Individuality. Every person has their own personalized study plan in the Earth School. One and done. I'm telling you, money does not grow on trees. People work too hard for their money to be TP would just be treating people any kind of way. Ace of Wands here. Yeah, Ace of Wands here. So some kind of a new project is coming across your path here. You may think that it's somebody's trying to bait you into something new, because something traumatic has happened, with you and somebody else. Something very traumatic has happened. And so something may feel like, okay, a lot of people are talking about you behind your back, and and trying to bait you into something, and all of this other stuff. But I'm telling you, Source is making something right. Your ancestors and Source is making something right on your behalf. Leave all the distractions behind. You can inhale peace and exhale anxiety, whoever you are. Strength card. Yep. Somebody has a lot of inner strength, good health, bravery, focus, and a lot of compassion. A lot of compassion. They're very well aware of who was doing what behind their backs, and who was sitting around the table talking about some stuff. Here we have the Ten of Wands here. So something again has ended. Something has ended. 10 means the end of something, but a new beginning is happening also for you as well. So if you're asking people for help and you feel stressed, exhausted, burdened, I'm talking about even in your workspace, and you feel like, okay, gosh, my colleagues, they seem like they're having a great time. They feel like healthy balance, and I feel like I'm the one that's tied down to projects at work. and I'm the one that's working harder than everybody else, send an email, ask your manager for help. Send your manager for help, because that's kind of your, and I'm saying this for somebody, I don't know who this is for, but I'm just channeling messages here. Send your, because that's kind of a Capricorn go-to, Capricorn and possibly Aquarius, because there's, both of you are ruled by Saturn, which is a very serious planet. It's easy to fall into workaholic status with those two signs because of Saturn, right? You'll impulsively say, oh, I'll just take on that project, right? Just work. But then you'll start to notice that you're working harder than everyone else. Stop yourself from doing that. Work-life balance. Because when the moment you start asking for help because you're exhausted, people will try to play the, oh, you're lazy game, because you're trying to process your thoughts. You can't have life come at you like a death in the family or a major life change, like a Saturn return, or you get married, or a new baby. That's Saturn return. That's major life changes, because people are so used to you carrying such the weight of the world on your shoulders that when you have a major life change and you need help, because so many people are used to you being burdened and weighed down, then those same energies will consider you as lazy. You're not a horse. You're not a horse. You're a human being. So you won't be manipulated. You're learning how to manipulate your own emotions. So keep your vibrations high during this this Lionsgate opening here, so that you can double speed up your manifestations. King of Wands here. Again, I see you and someone are prayer warriors. Very bold leaders, very courageous, seeing the big picture of things, overcoming challenges, and that's where the confidence comes out. You know that source, God, higher power, has your back, right? So remain positive and high vibrational, sending everybody lots of love and light. But yeah, if you know that you're no respecter of person, you're very kind and respectful to everyone that you meet, and people turn their nose up at you, that's going to be a one and done. For real. So, one yes from God is all that you need. More money is coming soon. Drink more water as a form of self-care. Heart chakra cleanse. That's self-love. Your next love interest will make you happier. You are protected and loved. Your ancestors are proud of you. You're healing from the pain that they cause. Whoever they, I don't know who they are. Could be Lottie, Dottie, and everybody. I don't know. But you have the gift of premonition that is for warning. Should you double back for them? Somebody wants to call you, but they haven't changed. I don't know who that is, but you're leaving some energies behind. Yeah, this is Saturn for you. You're closing out a cycle in love. The best is yet to come. Again, when you're closing out cycles, remember to recall your energy. No harm to anyone. You don't wish anybody any harm. None. Close out cycles in love. Keep it high vibrational. Yeah, you're limitless. Like, you add to people's lives, right? So somebody would call you a zero, they talking about themselves. That's a projection. For anybody to ever call another human being a zero is basically saying that they don't have God in them, the creator inside of them. I couldn't even imagine calling another human being that. So there is no beginning and there's no end. All is infinite. It is time to develop your spiritual side. You are gaining new sight and understanding of both godly and earthly things. So Source is letting you know the Creator is in you. So when the number 0 in numerology is like, something is going to feel like somebody just lost time and space. Like, you know, there's like a blip in time and space. Like, okay, something is behind you. Again, the best is yet to come. It's like a lesson that was learned. Don't repeat the lesson. You actually add to people's lives. And that's it. You add to people's lives. So that's it. That's what I have for you. I'll see you in the next video. See you all in the next video. But that's what I have for you. Bye.